Hey there, it's Jim and Debbie with episode 75 of the Midday Minute. How's that, Debbie?
Wow. 75.
We're getting up there,
Getting up there.
right? Well,
Yeah.
I'm just back from Charleston, South Carolina from our budget meetings. And that's what this episode is going to be. It's our annual look at the approved budget for next fiscal year. Fiscal year begins on April 1, FY
Mhm.
2024. And we just approved a budget totaling $43.3 million.
That's million with an M.
That's a whole lot of simoleons, as they say.
That is amazing.
So why don't we get right into it, talk about what's in there. And we'll start right with the Elks. The Drug Awareness Program is becoming a commission next year, April 1st.
Yeah.
The new freshly minted Drug Awareness Commission takes over operation of the program from us, and it will be receiving a grant of $890,450 to continue their work.
Good for them. That came up in Atlanta at convention, and it's been rolling ever since.
Right. Astute observers of the budget will say, hey, that's a little bit less than what you gave them last year. Last year was more than $1 million. Well, what we're showing here is just the portion that's our grant, because it's going out the door now. And Drug Awareness expects to be partnering again with the DEA on their social media campaign. It's a podcast, and they expect to receive a grant of, I think, $225,000 from the DEA to help fund that.
It's a great partnership, and a long-time partnership at that.
That's right. Our share will be $890,000. We're also supporting the memorial building here. This wonderful building we are both in today. $720,030 to help maintain it. Quite a building.
If you haven't been, come see it.
Yeah. And we'll also be setting aside, as we've been doing for many years, $250,000 for extraordinary maintenance to the building.
It is old, coming up on its centennial.
We will be giving $5,078,740 to our friends across the rotunda at the Elks National Veterans Service Commission. Now, that's in actually two grants. There's the standard operating grant, which is just about $2 million or $2.5 million. And then the Welcome Home Project is $2.5 million. Big increase from last year when they received just about almost $2 million. Exciting news, since 2020, nationally, the numbers of veterans experiencing homelessness declined by about 11%. And our Elks effort is a big reason for that, right?
Absolutely.
Feels like we're making some
part
progress.
of that. Good to see that increase, and we've talked about it many times in past episodes of the Midday Minute. The work that Mary and her team accomplished through the emergency assistance and the Welcome Home initiative is truly something every Elk should be incredibly proud of.
No, the Elks, spearheaded by the Veterans Service Commission, signed on with the VA, pledged to help eliminate homelessness among veterans in September of 2015. Foundation's been there from the start, providing resources to help make it happen. And with this grant of $2.5 million, it will raise our contribution to the fight to end homelessness among vets to $12.1 million. So,
amazing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the original plan for that was to be 4 years, correct? We pledged 4 years.
Right. $4 million over 4 years. $4 million
over 4 years. Yeah. So my goodness.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
What else, Jim? What else?
Well, let's see. Let's go to the good old hoop shoot, right? Coming off the next 50 years start now. Actually, I've already started.
Yeah.
Right? As we record this, the first of the 12 regional finals for this year's competition will be happening on Saturday. So things are in motion. I believe I heard earlier today in our all-staff meeting, 40 out of the 48 states have completed their state contest. So people are punching their tickets to the regionals. And soon they'll start punching tickets to the national finals, which will be April 22nd at beautiful Wintrust Arena. Home of the Golden Anniversary Finals, but will also be the home of the finals through 2026. Super excited about that.
Super excited. It is hard to believe we're going to have our first 6 finalists in a week.
Yeah. Hoop Shoot's getting $1,483,240. Cool stat I wanted to share about the program. Last year, among the national finalists, the 24 who competed in the 12-13 age group, the average year of participations for those 24 kids was 3.2, which I think speaks to the grit that the program develops, and that, perseverance, sticking to it.
Right.
But also the appeal of the program and the fun that the kids have when they're participating.
For sure. Once you get bitten by the Hoop Shoot bug,
you keep
coming back.
You want to come
year
back
after year, as long as you can.
All right, how about we move on to Most Valuable Student Awards? A lot going on with the MVS Awards right now, right?
Yes, indeed. State judging comes to a conclusion this week, and then we will notify the 500 semifinalists on Thursday of this week that they are going to receive a $4,000 MVS scholarship, and we give them the opportunity to complete another application so that they can be in contention for the top awards. So that happens, and then national judging happens in mid-March, and then from there we have our top 20.
That's right. It's going to be the first in-person leadership weekend since 2019, right before the wheels came off.
That's right before the wheels came off. That's right. So we are so excited about that. April 13th through the 16th, our first in-person leadership weekend since 2019. It's been a long time.
Yep. Well, we are budgeting $2,891,700 for the Most Valuable Student Scholarship. And that includes actually funding for 502 scholarships this year due to rounding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
MVS scholars graduate at 1.56 times the rate of the national average. Our scholarships are meaningful and help students stay in school laser focused on their future.
That's right. That's an incredible stat. When you look at it, I think it's 94% of MVS scholars graduate within 6 years compared to the national average, which is about 60.1%. So
yeah, right.
It's a good return on our investment.
Sure is. Emergency educational grants. We will be setting aside $131,090 for these scholarships, which are for the children or grandchildren of deceased, or I'm sorry, for the children of deceased or totally disabled Elks.
Right.
Last year we awarded just 24, but 22 of them got the maximum amount of $5,000.
Yes.
Now this is actually a program that we hope not to use, obviously, because of the nature of it, because of the terms, right? It'd be wonderful if nobody qualified for this award, right? That would be a good thing.
Exactly.
But if we're not awarding scholarships because there are folks out there who are eligible but don't know about it,
and that's
another tragedy, right?
Right. Yeah, that was pretty incredible to have 22 of the 24 get the max amount of $5,000. And of course, if you were to start with an emergency educational grant when you were in your first year of college, you'd be able to apply your subsequent years as well. So up to 3 additional times for a total of 4.
Right.
So
past national president Mike Zellin is a famous alumni of this program. He was an EEG recipient back in the day.
We should re-up that testimonial we did about past Grand Zellin.
Yeah, that's a good one.
As in case you missed it, because I was doing some recent digging, and I know that was a feature in 2016-17. So that was a while ago.
Yeah. 77% of EEG recipient families were very concerned about their ability to pay for college prior to receiving our scholarship. Afterwards, that number drops down to 31%. So again, this is a meaningful scholarship timely assistance at a time when it's really needed. We're doing a lot here to help these families that need it.
Right. We're going to be putting out a story in the coming weeks about siblings who received the grants this past year. So keep your eyes open for that.
Okay. Legacy awards. Now, these are for the children and grandchildren of Elks in good standing. We are budgeting $1,623,250 for this program. No slouches, the legacy scholars, they graduate at 1.53 times the rate of the national average.
Yeah. Our rubrics are working, Jim.
Yep.
We are investing in the right types of scholars.
Community service is an important part of that rubric. And last year's class of legacy scholars averaged 338 hours of volunteer service during their high school careers.
That's something.
Yep.
And then they continue that throughout college, because as you well know, it is a requirement for the legacy scholars to serve in the name of the Elks with an Elks Lodge, either their sponsoring lodge or the lodge closest to where they're going to school each year, so that they can get their disbursement.
That's right.
So
let's go to our largest program next, the SIP, Community Investments Program. $15,948,520, of which 15.6 million, nearly 15.7 million, is for lodge grants. This is mostly a catch our breath year with the SIP. No big changes here, just more of the same goodness. All 3 gratitude grant bonuses are back for another year. So you still have time to work on those bonuses if you haven't already qualified yet. The newest, of course, would be the Chair Challenge bonus. At least 550 points, and that contest earns you an additional $500 if you've already qualified for the gratitude.
now, I don't know how long the Chair Challenge has been around. How long do you? Was the Chair Challenge?
Yeah, I don't know, 22, 23 years, something like that.
So quite a while.
Yeah.
Now offering this as a bonus is, I think, really revigorated our lodge fundraising chairs to get in and make sure that they are, participating in the challenge every single month or every single opportunity that they have.
Right.
How many lodges do we anticipate getting that bonus this year?
We are, our budget assumes that 250 lodges will qualify.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So some neat things we want to point out about SIP before we move on. Every $1,000 we granted during this just completed grant year had a value of $1,757 because our grants come with volunteers attached. And so, you factor the value of a volunteer hour into that grant. And that's how you get $1,700 per thousand. Every $1,000 we granted put almost 5 Elks in the field volunteering for a total of 25 hours.
Pretty impressive.
Yep.
And not a surprise.
Almost 83% of the lodges received at least one SIP grant. The average lodge received 2.8 grants, totaling $8,120. Our grants are accessible and significant. And once again, in this new budget, lodges will have the opportunity to earn up to $9,500 in just the 3 small grants.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You remember when they really were small grants at $200 reimbursement grants.
That's right. If I had a quarter for every time one of us on one of these shows has said that we pay our SIP staff, not to say no, but to help lodges get to yes with their applications, I'd have many dollars. Because we say it a lot, right? And we do say it a lot because
we believe it.
Well,
to the core of our being.
It's been proven to us because it's true. And let me just share this. All right, for this recently concluded grant year, we approved a total of 4,323 grant projects. Of those, 1,089 were flagged as follow-up needed, which means what?
25. I was going to say 25% of those are flagged just because we have additional questions. Something that was in the application wasn't clear to us or it needed to be tweaked a little bit. So there was a response back via email to say, you haven't been denied, but we need a little bit more information. We did that 1,089 times.
So around 25% of the total projects require this follow-up needed. Of those almost 1,100 projects, our SIP staff, with their thoughtful guidance and advice, helped 95% gain approval.
Isn't that spectacular?
You know, these things we say, Debbie, on the show, they're not just words.
They're not.
They're not just words, they're true.
They're true. And I would like to also point out, that's over the entire April 1st through, the grant year closed January 17th. We are pushing to the very last minute of the last day to say, you have until this time, please respond to us. Because if you submitted your application by the deadline, you had the chance, the lodge had the chance to get approval.
Right.
So kudos to the SIP staff. They are the mighty three.
Yep. All right, next up, we have our 3 grants to the state associations. Special projects grant is $4,124,850, an increase of 2% compared to last year. State charities grant, $5,556,110, also an increase of 2%. And then the bonus grant, again, air quotes, bonus grant. We've been doing it for almost 30 years. At some point, maybe we'll rebrand it. But the bonus grant has been institutionalized at this point, $1 million going to the states. All told, that's about $10.6, $10.7 million or so. Now, 2 of those, the special projects and the bonus grants, are getting a refresh on the formula we use to allocate those grant pools among the 48 state associations. First tweak since, I think, 2013 for the special projects grant. Yeah, so look forward to that. De-emphasizing the cumulative portion and emphasizing recency with looking at what the state gave over the previous 3 years relative to the other states. So
yeah, I think that's an important change, and we'll get more information out to the state associations about that in the coming months.
Yep. And then rounding out our program services, miscellaneous grants and scholarships, $250,000. That, of course, includes the Weigel Scholarship, which is our scholarship for Elks scholars going on to medical school. We will be awarding 10 scholarships at $22,000 each in the coming year, and some miscellaneous stuff in there as well. All told, program services, $39,947,980. You figure we could have just topped it off to get to an even 40 million.
Pushed it.
Just nudged it. That's not the way we work here. We'll get there next year. And then administrative and fundraising expenses check in at $3.3 million, $3,351,900. As I've said many times on the show, the standard for charities, Better Business Bureau standard for charities is to spend no more than 35% on administrative and fundraising expenses. In this budget, we are at 7.7%, still far below that standard.
Yes. So when somebody's really looking to invest their hard-earned money into charitable programs, looking at that number is something that really should stand out to our to Elks and to others who would support us.
It's a good investment. Now, something that's fun to share in our fundraising budget. Normally, the fun stuff is on the program side, but there's something fun in there. We are expanding our loyalty recognition program, which has, I can't remember how long it's been around, but it's a recognition program for people who give for 10 consecutive fiscal years. They get a nice loyalty club pin. And then, as long as you can maintain your membership, you stay in the club, you get stickers for your membership card, and every 5 years or so, you can get an additional pin. For next year, we want to lower the threshold for membership in the club to 5 years.
Wow.
And so this would take effect, starting April 1st. So if you've donated for the past 5 consecutive fiscal years, including this one, you will receive a pin and be welcomed into the loyalty club instead of having to wait until for 10 years.
Those are really nice pins too, with the
Yeah, they're
the-
super nice.
whatever
and-
you call the thing
yeah.
that you add to it.
Yeah. No, that you're you're thinking about the Fidelity Club pin, which is also nice. That's the one that has the attachment. Yeah.
Yes.
The
I was-
loyalty is nice too. Big oval, gold
Oh,
ish. Gold hued anyway.
well, now more people are gonna be wearing it, so I will know exactly what that one looks like.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. All told, our budget $43,299,880.
Just
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
We are careening into April.
All right, well, that's the budget, everybody, and thanks so much for making it possible. We were at our all staff meeting this morning. I was sharing that we have a chance, Debbie. Prior to last year, we had never raised more than $7 million in donations in a fiscal year. Last year, we shattered that market, getting to
Mhm.
7.7 million. We have a chance, pretty good chance. We're going to need a strong February and a strong March, but we have a good chance to break 8 million, right? A year after just,
Yeah.
breaking the $7
Reaching-
million barrier, moving into 8 million, which is crazy. So
A lot of generosity.
a lot of generosity, a lot of people feeling good about the work the Elks are doing through the foundation and want to be a part of it, want to support it.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
all right, what have you been up to when you're not doing the Mystery Lodge, the Magical Mystery Lodge on elks.org? You've been playing, right?
Of course I've been playing. I am not a weekend player though, so my streak starts every, weekday. It's so fun.
It is
I'm
a
not
lot of
very
fun.
good.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
not
put a link right up here. So folks, if you haven't tried the Mystery Lodge, you got to try it. It's like Wordle, but with
It's
Elks
like
Lodges.
Wordle both with lodges.
It's a lot of fun.
There's a
I was
leaderboard.
playing
My
on the
name's not on
weekends.
the leaderboard, but
No,
I've
did.
seen yours on there before.
I was playing on the weekends, and then like last weekend or 2 weekends ago, I woke up at like 2 in the morning. Early Sunday morning, going, oh my gosh, I forgot to play that Mystery Lodge. So I came off and I started a new streak, and then I forgot again over the weekend. So
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, but it's fun to do, but then what's really fun is when you get it right, there's confetti, which is of course incredible, but even more incredible, you get to find out more about the lodge. So how many
it's really neat
members,
where they
what
pull
grants
information
they've
from other
done,
sides of this. Yeah, other you get to
people who are
yeah,
members of that lodge who are
right, which grants they use, if they have scholarship, if they have scholarship
scholars,
winners
yeah.
nationally, you'll see their names on there. So it's a cool thing.
Yeah. Kudos to Frederick Mensch and his team.
Now I did a little
Bob
bit better than you did on today's challenge. Not a spoiler because of course we're recording. Canoga Park, how'd you do?
I didn't get 90 points. I got 60.
60.
I got 60.
See, that's good. I got 1.5 times that. I was like a most valuable student, and you're like a regular student.
Yep, exactly. Good comparison. Once I start losing, I just keep throwing up the letters there. I don't even just willy-nilly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What else is going on?
Well, you mentioned that this Saturday is the Region 7 contest. Super exciting. We'll have our first 6 national finalists early next week, which is just really sets us up to get into the finals. So that's exciting. Regional contests run from this 25th of February through the 25th of March. Registration is open until April 3rd. So if you're looking to come, please make sure you register. Just go to elks.org/hoopshoot and you'll find the link to the registration there. It's awesome. There's an incredible app to go along with the national finals and the lead up to getting here in Chicago, and then once you're here in Chicago. So we can talk more about that, or put you can find out information if you go on to the website, but it's a lot of fun. There's a scavenger hunt, there's schedules, it's very comprehensive. And a lot of work went into making sure
Yeah.
everybody had access to all of this information right there at their fingertips with their smartphone. We have a service trip happening next month. Now, our viewers might remember we just were in Tampa and Greater Pine Island in first week of January for the winter service trip. Well, we're doing it again. This time it is in Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, headed by our Elks Scholar Fellow, Raleigh Curry. And that's going to take place March 12th through the 16th, including dinner at the Raleigh Lodge and service with the lodge. So the days are full Monday through end of the day Wednesday, but they'll be at the Raleigh Lodge. So if you are in North Carolina, talking to you, Mark Alderman, make sure you know what the scholars are doing and get a chance to visit them. Please do.
You know, since this is the budget episode, we're just talking about spending. I'm glad that our Elks Scholar Fellow is named Raleigh and not Kathmandu.
Indeed, that would be quite a flight.
A little more expensive.
A little more expensive. Also, you know, when we tell you to tap the bell and you know that you're going to get notified to subscribe to our shows, we have 5 that I know. Well, we've got Gridios coming up. There's already 1 out. There will be another one out this week. So there'll be 9 total, and they'll lead up to the national finals. There also are 5 The Future Looks Like videos coming up that will be premiering in the lead up to the leadership weekend. So they're amazing. They were recorded a while when we were in Atlanta with the scholars on that trip, which you may recall that those were the top 20 from 2022. Were invited to come be with us in Atlanta because, of course, we didn't have the in-person leadership weekend. And 9 of those 20 came to join us in Atlanta, and we got their stories, and we're going to be sharing them. So they're awesome. You know, and of course, everybody knows Gridios are among our favorites.
Yeah, Gridios are coming out every Tuesday in the run-up. So, yeah, and there's some good ones. There are some good ones.
Yeah. Croy Kendall is the first one.
Well, and you know, there was an last year in the boys 8-9, there was an epic shoot off for first place that went 7 rounds, 35 extra shots, and it just so happened, and you know, when we can't interview all 72 participants, we just don't have the resources to do that, the capacity to do that. So we kind of go through, you know, line up something in advance, and sometimes we just look at, you know, we find this family doesn't appear to be doing anything at the moment, we ask them to be interviewed, and it just so happens that we got both the winner of that epic shoot off and the runner up of the epic shoot off, and so we have that kind of, you know, ending from both sides of that story. So,
they're really great. And
yeah,
just make you feel good inside.
they do.
So
sure.
that's what's going on here the 3rd week of February. And happy birthday to the Elks. Happy belated birthday to the Elks.
Yeah, that's right.
That was did you sing happy birthday when you were in Charleston?
We did not. We only do that around the sesquicentennial.
Okay.
Big ones. Only the big ones at this point.
All righty. Well, thanks for getting us to approval. I look forward to this next fiscal year. Great things happen out of all of our programs, and it's exciting to keep on keeping on.
All right. Well, you know, everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this episode of Midday Minute, you're a numbers person, you liked hearing some of the stats we shared, or were excited about the dollar amounts, give us a thumbs up. If you're not impressed, thumbs down. Either way, share this far and wide so other people can learn about all the great things the Elks are doing. If you're not already subscribing to our YouTube channel, you should hit that button and tap the bell so you'll be notified every time we post new content, like the aforementioned videos every Tuesday, like the Future Looks Like. We have some stuff coming from the service trip to Tampa too, coming down the pipe also, right?
It's a very content-rich time of year for us.
Yeah. And then there'll be lots more stuff coming out of the two big April events too. So you're going to want to subscribe if you're not already. Until next time, thanks so much for watching.
Thank you. Bye.